French President Emmanuel Macron is promising strong action after a violent protest on the Champs-Élysées. This weekend saw another round of demonstrations by the Yellow Vest movement, which has returned with a fury that has not been seen in recent weeks. Natasha Fatah joins us now with that story. Natasha, what's happening in Paris?
So, John, let's show you what the scene is like today, as so many of the store owners and the city officials are processing the cleanup along some of the most important avenues in Paris, including, as you've mentioned, the Champs-Élysées. You can see how badly some of the stores were destroyed, how much destruction there was over the course of Saturday. Now, this is calm, of course, compared to what the scene was like yesterday. And let's show you that, because thousands took to the streets, rioting, protesting, clashing with the police. Several newspaper kiosks were set on fire. Several buildings were set on fire as the protesters were expressing their frustration. This is the 18th straight weekend in a row of the Yellow Vest protesters coming out on the streets, not only of Paris, but around the country, saying that they want reform and change. And you can see that several of the luxury stores were destroyed, but when it comes to the fires, that's where much of the devastation came from. One 7-story building was set on fire, and a mother and her infant child had to be rescued from that building. That is the building in question. And so 11 people were injured in that particular fire, including a couple of firefighters. The police seem to be completely caught off guard by the degree, the severity of the rioting yesterday, and so they had to bring in tear gas to try and disperse the crowds. They also used a water cannon. It really wasn't successful at all. This rioting continued for several hours, and by the end of it, according to Associated Press, 192 people were arrested, 60 were injured, and 18 of them included the police and firefighters.
Well, these protests have been going on for so long now, and they did seem to be dying down. What do we think sparked it up yet again?
Well, recent days have represented the end of a 2-month conversation, a debate that was meant to bring about economic reform for those who have not in France. And so the Yellow Vest demonstrators say that President Emmanuel Macron has failed them on this count despite his promises. They say that everything in the system needs to be changed because it's set against them. The sinking living standards, the stagnant wages, the high rates of unemployment. And so that might explain why so many luxury locations were targeted. You're talking about big brand name stores like Hugo Boss and Lacoste. A really popular French restaurant was set on fire that's known to be a favorite of celebrities. All of that taken into account. And John, I want to restate the fact that yes, it got violent yesterday. Yes, there was rioting, but the vast majority of the thousands that come out on the streets for the Yellow Vest protests in France are not violent. And they say their message might be getting clouded by the rioting and the police and all of that. Others say no, the rioting is the only way we're going to get our message out.